Shoot. Oopsie daisy. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with most of the Brasslight. Matt will be joining us a little bit later on. But for the rest that are here, everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say howdy.
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 Arg.
Welcome. Welcome. Wrong one, Sarah. Yeah, welcome everybody. For those that have no idea what the heck we are, hi, we're a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, having 5 parties living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world that is known as Astera. So, this is your first, second, or third time watching. Welcome. We hope you, hi, welcome. Hi, hello. Before we jump into tonight, just a couple of announcements. So first and foremost, so we are actually having to push some one-shot stuff back. I know we talked about doing that in the middle of March. It is the middle of March, but we did have a player drop this past couple weeks from 2 campaigns. He was in both, so Evan will be dearly missed. But there's some extra work that I have to do on trying to kind of find a replacement in going through that. So the one shots are going to have to be a little bit further on the back burner, hopefully next month. So just keep on the lookout for that. But if you were interested in possibly joining either the Monday or Friday, so either with the Reckless or with Unearthed Arcanum, it's not too late to let me know. We do have a couple of people. I think there's one person we're interviewing tomorrow for the Reckless, maybe. But yeah, so if you were interested in possibly checking that out and becoming a part of just joining the family, it's fine, but in a less creepy way. Joining the family. We're not creepy. We promise.
Definitely not a cult.
Definitely not a cult. But yeah, you can do so by checking out startplaying.games/GM/It's a Long Story. If you're watching from YouTube, it's also in the video description below. So please jump in there. You can take a look, find a little bit more information about at least the Friday campaign, and reach out to me, message me. We can talk. So please and thank you. Also, this would be where you would be able to go to those one-shots when we have them up as well. Let's see. Also... Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, not yet. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel, the best way to do so is to like and subscribe where you're watching this. So please and thank you, whether that is on Twitch or YouTube. Also, this is live. We are live. This is me. I'm here. So feel free to say hi, to jump into the chat and say hi. I'll at least sort of wave and say something back. We actually had on the channel, I forgot to mention this, but I was deep in the middle of it. I did miss it, so sometimes I do miss it. I apologize. But we were deep in the middle of RP for Mongoose Crew, and we had someone jump in who is a player from 4 years ago. That had jumped in to say hi. So Bill, if you're watching this now, hey buddy, sorry I didn't see it at the time, but it's good to hear from you. So yeah, eventually I'll get back to you, I guess. But ideally I would at least try to give you a wave. So you can also check out our Instagram and TikTok down below, at It's a Long Story _TTRPG. Where you can see some of our favorite moments over the past few years, with campaigns both new and old. I said this a couple weeks ago, but Mongoose Crew is on their year 4. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah. So please check that out. If you feel so inclined, you can like and follow, but you can also say hi on there as well. I believe that is it for my announcements. That's all I got. Yeah, cool. So before we jump into tonight's session, I predict it's going to be quite the doozy based on the stuff that I have prepped. But we'll see what you guys end up doing. So before we do that, we need to get a recap of where we left off with the Brasslight. So, Sarah, please take it away.
Okay, almost a non-eventful session. Starting off with Ophelia and Lysandra being falling off the back of a grip whip, aka a Mad Max style car that we are driving into the desert. Realizing they're off the car, and also at the same time, 5 or 6
I was 8 originally.
8
Yeah.
Emberbacks appeared out of nowhere and started to head toward us. With quick thinking from Gericault, Timothy, and even Ophelia trying to distract them, Blair was able to get Ophelia to drag her by her heels into the car, while Lysandra ran and jumped into the car, also trying to protect the Diminuum, which is our power source, because it is essentially a nuke rattling around in our engine. Rasa, as we're all in the car, we also have an Emberback under our wheel, and we couldn't decide if we could squish it or not, as we're all being attacked. Blair fixed the tire in distress, while Rasa held on to all of us so we could make a little better of our dexterity saving throws as we finally got out of that mess. As we were driving in the desert, with some fails and 1 success, Blair notices a figure far off into the distance in the desert, but doesn't say anything, not her problem, until we finally get to, like, an oasis-ish campsite with tall red grass and a big tree. Our driver and maybe companion / maybe ally, Gaspar, tells us we need to light a fire and to be on the lookout. As we're all taking a minute to finally relax, Gericault gives Blair one of the books he permanently borrowed / liberated from Gaspar's little cave area. They have a cute little moment, and Blair tells him that she has his back, and he says the same. Meanwhile, on the other side of camp, Rasa and Timothy talk about Rustwater and what's going to happen. Rasa also goes to Lysandra and basically shames her that she could do more, but she doesn't. And why not take all his people as refugees to her land that seems pretty plentiful? And Lysandra dodges completely and is really not in the best character or mood to make these decisions or even rank. Ophelia and Blair, around the campfire, also have a cute little moment where they decide to bury the hatchet and start over, but then Ophelia decides to bring back some not great memories for Blair. Also did it for Gericault too, asking about the books, saying she's going to be watching him. During this time also, though, people start seeing figures in the distance of the desert, and Gaspar tells them that they are called heat shapes, and they'll take on figures
Heat shades.
to people's minds, and they'll heat
shades. Yep. Shades. SHADES.
Let me turn that P to a D. I don't know why I put shade.
It's all good. While we're there, it's
shape.
Gaspard with a D at the end.
1 second.
You're all good.
And they will take on shapes to people who we are familiar to and try to lure us into the desert. Rasa tries to take a look and sees red hair like his wife, while Lysandra may be seeing her father and she isn't sure if it's real or him actually tracking us. We all decide to finally go to sleep. And during all of that, of the most inconvenient time, Gericault decides about now to finally separate from the group and go on a little walkabout into the desert to talk to his patron. During this thing, though, he sees what looks to be his son and is having a very stressful and heartbroken conversation with him. When a strange voice comes kind of the same time as him, and that's where we left off. Also, he got away from Timothy trying to track him.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, when invisible. Yeah, so, because there's also the possibility that I think, and we kind of like, we'll probably go into this a little bit like further later. You guys are not entirely sure. Hey, speak of the devil. You're not entirely sure of, some of you would be, but I don't think Gericault would necessarily be 100% sure of Timothy's abilities of being like shut down. Are they fully shut down? Are they not? So yeah. Cool. Awesome. And right on the money. Matt, you're here. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
I heard I'm the devil, apparently, or something.
You're the devil, and we speak of you often.
As long as I'm getting some sort of attention, I'm usually fine.
That's right. Every time we talk about you, you appear though, which is, kind of creepy. You gotta stop that.
Let me try.
Yeah. Anything else to add, friends? All right. Very cool. Okay. Well, I think I am good to go. If the rest of you guys are good to go. Do you guys want to play some D&D?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's do it. Matt, you ready? We're just going to go straight into it. So, we left off from last session with Gericault walking out into the cold desert night. Lifting hands up to the sky and trying to find a way to make contact to something that has been haunting him. Pulling him. Saving him on multiple occasions. Something that he's been actively avoiding ever since he got to Abravar. Change of heart. His hands are lifted to the sky. There is a voice that answers. A voice all too familiar. Calling out to Gericault to come closer. As you hear the voice of your son. Long past. As you move out further to him, you're walking further down past the dune, past Timothy's gaze. Gericault, give me a religion check.
$15.
You see this figure outlined as your son, and as you're following it, you get close enough to see the faint, strange, ethereal white outline encasing. And besides the fact that your son died, you've held his lifeless body in your arms. Besides all that, you know for sure, based on this outline, that this is not your son. I'm glad you're here, Dad. You just take my hand.
Who are you? You're not Al. You're not.
You see the figure, the face, stuck in that sort of sad, scared expression, frozen. I'll say, carrying over that same religion check, you see something else seem to pass over its eyes, over its face. Something dark, like a shadow. You see the figure stand straight, still looking like your son. Still sounding like your son.
In the campfire session prior, I believe Rasa led a little bit of a lecture on nightshades, desert shades,
Heat shades.
heat shades, yes. Was any of this the white outline? Was the white outline something that Rasa would have mentioned prior, or is that something unique to this moment?
I would say at this point, in the idea of like you being told this, you think there's a good possibility that this is a heat shade. But you asked it a question, and you saw a change.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
You asked who I am. Do you really want to know?
Yes. I take his hand.
Gericault, as you take his hand, you feel that same sort of strange sensation in your gut. That moment as if that feeling as if the floor is all of a sudden giving away under you. As you look down and indeed see sand start to sift away from your feet. Slowly. Carefully. Timothy, I need a perception check.
That's a 20.
You start to sink down. The figure still holding a hand, kind of sinking with you, but its feet is not disappearing into sand. It's almost like it's a ghost being pulled down into the desert. As it gets to about your neck, you hear it just above your ears. And Timothy, you hear it as well, as there is a strange thump that echoes out. Timothy, do you do anything in response to this?
Nope.
Okay. We see Gericault's face, beard covered in sand. As you feel the sand just coming past your lips. Is there anything you want to say or do, Gericault?
The thump that just occurred, is it similar to the thumps that I'd heard before?
It's like a dinner bell.
I don't know how to take that joke, dinner bell.
It's like it's familiar as a dinner bell.
Okay, so it's not like dinner bell to this creature, then, is what I'm asking.
You said is it familiar? It's as familiar as a dinner bell.
It's as familiar as a dinner bell, okay. I know it's dumb. I know this is stupid. And if my character dies right now, this is the worst death. This is just the most pointless death ever. But there's an element of this that feels... that familiarity is what's keeping me going. If that makes sense. Because it's... he literally just went out to the desert to make contact. And this feels like a moment of contact in some ways.
You feel yourself sinking as if being out at sea once again, but this time without a raft.
I let it take me.
Okay. Morning comes. You all have gotten your long rest. As you come to, some of you probably less relaxed than others, considering it's not a bed, but just hard sand, still cold from the night before. We're going to go around and tell me what your thoughts and feelings are, what is going through the mind of your character, as you can also tell me what you leveled up in. So we will start with Ophelia.
I am not thrilled to be waking up in the dirt, and fully intend on fixing that as a 5th level College of Glamour bard. And feelings, emotionally starting to get more nervous as it's starting to look more real, that we'll actually hopefully get to go to Medura and worry about what's going to be there, about my father, if he's there, how my brother might treat me as we get into town. But also excited to be back in familiar territory to check on her different I don't know what you call it, lines of business interests in the city. See how those are going. And even though maybe
And pause for a second, Rachel. Evie Monk's doing the thing. All right, should be good.
am I okay?
Mhm.
Okay. And even though Jericho and Blair may not have felt the same way, but I feel great about how those interactions went. And maybe I at least made some progress with Blair. And I think that's mostly it. Just don't want to stay in the desert anymore, so hoping we can head out fast.
Yeah, cool. And you leveled up in?
Still a Bard College of Glamour.
Beautiful. All right. We come to Rasa. What does your morning look like?
I think
What's going through your
there's
mind? Excuse me.
yeah. So there's like some habits that he's partaking in, and I think he's wondering how he's ended up here in the desert again. And is this a step backwards from where he was, or is this a step forward? And he doesn't really know right now if this is the right path to be taking, but it's the one that he's on. And much like the rest of its life, it's the one option that he's got again. And now he's out here in the desert again.
Beautiful. Did you decide what you leveled up in?
Yep, so just another ranger level.
Okay, got it. All right. Lysandra, as you awaken, what's going through your mind?
Lysandra is still desperately trying to compartmentalize all of the chaos of the last few weeks. People died in front of her, one while he was connected to her mind, which is pretty jarring. This isn't what she was told it was supposed to be. The outside world is far worse than she thought, and it just keeps getting worse the further she travels with these people. And now she knows her dad's on the way, so she's also freaking out about that. So she's just trying to bury it all deep down inside of herself and focus on one thing at a time, which is like, I told Octavius I would get these people to Veracia, so I'm gonna do that. And she took another level in Paladin, so she's a 5th level Oath of Devotion Paladin.
Beautiful.
Don't worry, Ophelia, I have fine steed now.
Don't worry, I have Leoman's tiny hut now. I'm gonna sleep in the
Perfect.
dirt again.
She's sleeping in luxury, she's never walking again.
The level 5 lunge in skill level. Here it comes.
Tomorrow night.
Nope.
Cool. All right, Timothy.
Timothy wakes up again. Actually, I question for you. When Timothy kind of opens his eyes that morning, has Gericault made it back to camp?
You do not see Gericault.
Okay. He's decided Jericho's found his own path. Hopefully, he can find his. And he's taken another level in Barbarian.
Okay. Nice. Blair.
You see Blair, like every morning her hair is everywhere, really poofy, out of order. Not really a morning person. She's getting her tools and she's like God, what's the word? Recalibrating her gloves. And then you see a little poof of smoke and she's like blowing on it. And you hear like a little buzz, and as she's doing it, she's thinking of her brother. And she thought she wanted to go to Veracia, but not this way with these people. And she doesn't know what's going to come out of this. and just trying to take her mind off of it.
Okay. Why
and
not?
She leveled
Expound
up
more on that
and
for me.
fight her again. Huh?
Why is Blair hesitant on going to Veracia now?
Under these circumstances with these people, like, we're tied to this thing of saving Ross's people, but now we're also coming back from Hillies. It's just Blair came there for one goal, and there's like 5 separate ones that she's now maybe tied to that she's not really cool with. And she doesn't know if she can get what she wanted out of Veracia now that a whole new power source has entered that she has no idea how it works or anything.
Interesting. So it feels like Veracia is kind of
And
like second best now. Is that how you're feeling?
She still wants to go to see how technology is, but I will admit she wants to go home. She's had enough. She wants to go home.
Okay, cool.
She's
Yeah,
kind
so
of
feeling
like
homesick.
Ophelia, like, I've had enough.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So it's going to be very, very easy perception check wise. So I'm going to say you guys can just kind of choose in your on your own time of when and where you think your character would realize that you are missing someone in your party. But yeah, you recognize as you are starting to get your stuff ready that Gericault is not with you.
I think Lysandra would probably notice pretty quickly because her only focus right now is getting everyone to Veracia safe, and everyone is not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rasa would too. Like checking out the crew, count the vibrations, see what's around.
You see, it looks like the sleeping bag is like stuffed with something, like kind of like replaced with something underneath it. But as you walk up, you see that there's no Gericault.
I rolled a nat 1, so I'm sitting in the Great Whip, looking
Cool.
around, wondering why we are still
Ready to
here.
go.
Beautiful. Yeah. You see Gaspard is like untying it from the unwinching the chain from the tree, and is going, we're still gonna have to move it back, and you're on. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
I'm
Timothy.
very light.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Where's Gericault? Has anyone seen him this morning?
Timothy?
Sorry, someone was calling to the door. He chose his own path.
What?
And he's going to point to the sound that he heard.
Okay.
It's
You're
gonna
pointing
say-
out to the desert. Yeah. Position in the desert.
He's going to say,
You just let him walk out into the desert alone.
I'm not his keeper.
We are all each other's keeper. That's part of being in a group together. Are you
I'm
saying
here to protect. I protect the group. I protected the group last night. I told
No.
him that Rasa warned everyone not to go.
that's
He wanted to
that's
leave.
not?
He's no
We're
prisoner.
meant to take care of one another. That's how community works.
Rasa's gonna head off in the direction.
I'm gonna follow Rasa.
Yeah.
Got it.
Blair's gonna climb up the tree to get a better look.
Okay. As you climb up the tree, Gaspard just kind of looks at you, going, "Oh, but this is okay. Don't break this tree. I like this tree. Okay. Yeah, probably not the time. That's fine. Yeah, Blair, as you look out, I see even from your vantage point, looking out over the sand dunes, I was like, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Let's try that again, because it bounced off the box. That's okay. Perception. 14.
Okay, cool. With a 14, you see just what looks to be endless dunes. You can see what just to make out what seems to be buildings sort of in the far sort of area to the north, but in the way that Timothy pointed, which was east, you see nothing but dunes and mountains. Rasa, give me a perception check.
Oh, that wasn't good. It's a 9.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, as you guys start heading in that direction, you do not need to go very far. Truly, right where we left Gericault, there is this. So you guys did this pretty early. Yeah, you guys did this early enough. I think this is gonna be how it works. As you actually, I'm sorry, Lysandra, give me a perception check.
Joe, I don't know if I said anything, but when Rasa left, I would have gone with him.
Okay.
16.
16. Okay, cool. You see this very strange. First off, you see Gericault, naked, shivering in the fetal position, curled up in a ball. Looks like he spent the whole night out there. But you notice something strange about the area around him. What is this? Not coming up. You see that there is this sort of like marking in the sand. It almost looks like Gericault might have done this and then just laid down in the middle of it, where you see there's this sort of circle with these other sort of concentric circles inside it, and then a strange sort of set of triangles facing out into like almost this sort of diamond shape, but kind of scrunched down. It looks like this.
I thought so.
Lysandra's going to grab Ross's arm and stop him if he's continuing to walk towards Gericault, because she doesn't
I definitely
know
would have.
that's a sigil or something that she doesn't know if it's safe to step in it. But
You
she
got it.
knows a little bit about magic, and none of these people do.
Yeah.
I think we should. That doesn't look great. Oh, do I want to waste it? It's the first thing in the morning. Yeah, I will do a. What is it called? What is it called? Paladin thing. But you sense shit. Divine sense.
Divine sense. You got it.
It's anything within 60 feet, not behind. Well, it's celestial, fae, fiends, undead, hollowed, or desecrated ground. Within 60 feet, not behind total cover.
Okay, cool. You feel a very strange and familiar sense. Not fiend or fae or undead, but the ground, once again, is consecrated.
Interesting.
You in that moment, as a moment sort of passes, you start to see like wind start to kind of push, and you see those markings seem to start to fade with the wind passing over the sand.
Gericault.
Gericault, give me a perception check. Actually, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, that escalated fast, Joe. A 10 for my con save.
Great. Give me a death saving throw. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. Cool. With a 10, you're doesn't look like you're awake. You do not respond. You're not able to respond.
Okay.
Is this small enough that I could like reach in with the butt of my gun and poke him a little bit?
Oh, sorry. Great question. I did not explain that very well. I would say it's
Yeah.
probably about in circumference, about maybe like 30 feet wide.
Oh,
Jeez.
it's big.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's very big.
Gericault? I don't know. It may be safe to cross it. The ground seems holy, but
Rasa,
I
do you have
don't
any
know under
water?
which god.
Yeah, I got a skin of it.
Splash him with some water.
Yeah, I fill up a cup and try and.
Okay. Give me sleight of hand. This is an attack roll. I mean, it's not,
12.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the 12 is just enough. I will say no response.
If I could send something in there to get him. I just don't. Like I said, I don't know what divinity this.
How long
belongs
does
to.
Divine Sense last?
10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 10 minutes is definitely enough. As the rest of the wind seems to kind of like blow away that signal, you actually kind of like feel like if you waited before this time, like you came just at the right time to be able to see this. And as you see it kind of fully blow away, the sigil blows away, and so does that feeling, that sense, as if the sigil itself was making the ground consecrated.
Can I do something ill-advised?
Always in my games.
As soon as she starts feeling the sigil blow away, she's gonna try to scoop up some dirt real quick and just put it in a pouch, because I don't know if that would work the same as graveyard dirt, because that's typically consecrated ground too, and you need that for some spell components.
Yeah, you got it. I will tell you, just because I love this thought, but I will say there is a specific reason why. As you scoop it up, like you feel like it's like it's consecrated in your hands, and then as the rest of the sigil blows away, it just seems to disappear. So
Well, it was worth a shot.
it's worth a shot.
Joe, if you'll work with me here,
No,
I have rope in my pack.
I famously do not work with my players on
I'm assuming
getting their fallen comrades.
I'm assuming Timothy would know how to do a lasso.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Make a lasso out of the rope. Try to lasso our little halfling buddy.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Walk up to him now.
You could probably walk up to him now, but yeah, you do that.
I don't know what's going on. All I know is Lysandra said don't walk over there. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think because tying a lasso would take some time. Like Timothy, you start tying a lasso to like go over there as Lysandra, you do feel like it might be okay to walk over.
I don't think that's necessary. The sensation's gone now that the sigil's gone. We can just go get him.
oh, yeah. Put it away.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll like
gonna walk
run in
over.
and take my duster off and like cover him up.
Cool. Yeah, Lysandra and Rasa, you guys both just walk over. As you cover him up, you see like he is. He's alive because he's shivering.
Does this look like? Is he unconscious on the technicality? Like he needs a hit point to come back up?
I'll just tell you
Or is
because I'd
this
say
more
any.
narrative unconscious?
No, I'd say any like medicine check. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna
like, do I
say-
need cure wounds and things like that to bring him up.
Give me a medicine check.
Oh, +0. Let's go.
Oh, plus okay, good. I'm glad I asked to roll.
16.
Okay, great. Yeah. Stable but unconscious.
Okay. I will give him 1 lay on hands hit point.
You got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. We'll see if that works.
We'll
We
say
can do more
that's-
later, but
We'll say that's equivalent. Gericault, you do wake up. It's similar to like a stunned sort of condition, I would say, in a way of like how you're coming to.
well, if it's something like poisoned, I can do 5 hit points, and that would mechanically remove poison, and then it would be a mechanical equivalent.
This might be 2014 rules, but the like stable but unconscious thing in this, I think you just have to like do a successful medicine check, or 1 hit point would bring them back, if I recall.
Oh, okay.
So it's equal to that. Gericault, you wake up. What does Gericault say and do as he wakes up?
And then I'm just like, I'm gonna look blankly at Lysandra. And then I'm gonna look at Rasa. Just real blank, just absolute blank.
Did you spend the night out here, Gericault?
Are you okay?
Where's my pants?
I have no idea.
What's happening?
You wandered off, naked it seems.
I had to go to the restroom, and I regularly. It's hard to get a solid night's sleep, but I just had to go. What happened? What's going on? Why are you holding me right now while I'm naked? What's happening?
Well, we found you asleep out here naked. Away from the camp.
I'm not at camp. Okay. Okay. I feel a little weak right now. I'm sorry. Thank you for Mr. Ross. Is it okay if I keep your coat for a little while?
Yeah, let's get you back to the campfire and see if we can't warm you up.
I'm rather chilly. It's very cold right now. So did anyone else get moved throughout the night, or is it just me, or?
It's just you, Gericault.
Amberback! Everybody!
As you hear that, Rachel, please take a point of inspiration for that. As I messaged Rachel saying, "You see an Emberback scream." As that happens, Blair, you look down and you see, following Ophelia's eyes, you see 23 is great. So you had the drop. You see about 60 feet away. Looks to be an Emberback, a singular one. That is like moving as quick as it possibly can towards you. You see that it looks like its back leg is like stuck underneath it.
Is this the one we ran over?
It's back for revenge.
So if it's 60 feet, hold on.
And so the assumption is you guys are all kind of like running back, and actually we'll do
I'm gonna try and run in between the Emberback and the group and like wave everybody off for a second.
Since it's 60
Ophelia,
feet
come
away,
up the tree. Come up the tree.
absolutely not. And then I point at that Emberback and say, "Not again, sir." And then I cast command and see if I can get it to.
Okay, you can. Blair, as you say, come up here, come up to the tree, you hear a voice right next to you. Yeah, come on. No, up here. As Gaspar's right next to you, you're not sure how he got there that fast. Beautiful. Ophelia, you cast Command Rasa. You try to kind of get in between. Ophelia, what do you say to the Emberback?
I tell it to flee.
To flee?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I love this. I wish I had the dice cam working because that was a nat 20. As it breaks through, you see it kind of like push off of that and just start to kind of like move even faster towards you. But Rasa, you're going to be able to head it off.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. I'm gonna try and talk with it.
Okay.
I mean, this is probably like chittering. Like,
Yeah.
Like you're wounded. Join me and I'll heal you. But you cannot attack my friends.
You see it continue to run. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Joe, can I do a perception check for Jericho's pants?
Sure. They're long gone.
Probably
There was
Uh,
8 hours.
I got a 12.
12. Okay. Cool. All right. With a 12, you see this creature moves, continues to move, like seemingly very like stubborn as it's getting close enough to you, as it's continuing to kind of like sort of not gallop because it's got multiple legs, but as it's continuing to kind of move towards you, you see there is a huge tire mark across its face. You see there's like broken teeth down below it. You determine that it is absolutely the one that Gaspard ran over, and it has spent the entire 12 plus hours trying to catch up to you guys. But 12 is not high enough just yet. As it goes to try to slash at you, actually it goes to like bite you, but it's missing the teeth, and like you can actually hear there's like a strange sort of like whine that you hear from it as it goes to bite you, and you're easily able to kind of dodge out of the way.
Okay. I mean, if I could, I would try and ensnare it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And I will say, the rest of you guys, obviously you have like turns you could do here, but Ross, I believe, has explained to you guys that this is what he does. So it's your call.
Does it have any piece of metal stuck in it from when we ran it over?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that, but no.
Yeah, I'm gonna click this into its advantage mode here to try and hit this here.
Cool.
Okay. That is, if it would do some math here, like a 24.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to roll for that. What? Yeah, that's. Do I have to roll? What is the ensnare?
Okay, so that was the attack. So now I gotta do my ensnaring strike, which is strength saving throw DC 14, or he is restrained.
Okay, cool. So you're attacking, and you made the attack, so I believe there's still damage, right? So you're doing that with the ensnare. Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll your damage. Just below. Okay, cool.
Okay. It's going to be 10 plus something here. So it's 15 damage in total.
Okay, cool. 15 is enough to kill it. But I will say with the ensnaring strike, you're close enough if you wanted to, with Rasa's abilities here, you could keep it from like, because you're right next to it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay,
see the life start to leave its eyes.
Okay. So then I would like reach out, and so like I'm opening up, and I'm going to heal it with my healing hands.
Okay. You guys just see the craziest interaction right now.
So that is 9 hit points. It is restrained, and so then I'm going to just start talking to it.
Cool.
And so I'm assuming there's probably some sort of like ritual to this, of like, I've got you trapped, and so now like we need to form an agreement here, or else you're not going to make it.
Yeah. So Ross, I'd say in this moment, like thinking back to like how you first seem to be able to befriend is a strange word, but you were able to get Sidewinder to work for you rather than against you. How was that process like? What was the like? Yeah, give me like, I don't know, like a 3-sentence sort of like thing of like what that whole thing was like.
Yeah, I think it's like you're trying to form a bond with a creature that like you're giving it no other option. Like it's death or you're with me.
You got it.
So
I'll say if I may, I would say with Sidewinder, it was like enough that you like trapped it and it felt like it had nowhere to go, that it like seemed to kind of agree. This figure seems to be so much more stubborn. It chose to die instead of joining you. So as you're bringing it back, there's a moment where I will still say there's a skill check involved with this. I'm going to give you advantage, but I need another animal handling check. Lysandra, if you want to... Oh, nat 20. Yeah, baby.
Oh,
cool.
never mind. Okay.
Awesome. With that nat 20, yeah, what do you say to it? What's the like last sentence you say to it?
Like I would treat you well, and together we will do good things.
Okay, you got it. You see, it is like fully like kind of. What does your ensnare look like actually?
I think it's in mechanically it's vines. I think that this is like tricks of the sand to like bury his feet into the ground.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So you see like as it's like trying to kind of like twist away, you see its head kind of look back to where it came from. As you notice, like one eye is still like sort of swollen shut from the one of its like, I'd say it's I have to look at the mini again, but I think it's got multiple eyes. But one of the eyes is swollen shut as this kind of like looks back, and you see. You see a look of defiance. In a way that gives you... I think, in my perspective with like Sidewinder, is like there was a little bit of like a growing up period with Sidewinder. This is a full size Emberback. Sidewinder kind of grew up with you, like it grew up with you, like however like long it would take for Emberback to grow. This full size one seems to be so much more stubborn, but I think you kind of look at that as like a level of like, yeah, this will do. This is gonna work exactly like I want it to. And you see it seems to, in its own way, doesn't talk back to you. They don't have a high enough intelligence to talk. But you see it seems to kind of give a like begrudging sort of like bow to you.
Okay. You'll see like Rasa like, I feel like pat it and just check it out, and then like wave everybody up.
Okay, you got it. You see as soon as people start to approach, the Emberback starts to kind of like get right in front of you and like kind of like stands over you. I'd say it's probably a little bit taller than you. It like stands over you, like trying to like protect you from these figures coming forward. But you can, kind of like send it back and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would like wave it, tell it to calm down. All right. Well,
I think it's like
easier.
standing above you, like legs kind of straight. It's broken legs still kind of like dangling a little bit, like standing like full up over you, almost looking like a cage over you. And then you see it kind of like takes a couple steps back, where it still kind of feels like you're in the cage, but you're at the entrance of it.
Mm-hmm. It needs some time to heal, but what do you think? Will it do?
Four.
Agreed.
Life in the desert, Lysandra. What do you think? What kind of name should I give it this time?
Rodolfo is a very dignified name.
I don't know if this is Rodolfo. But there's no hurry. He'll be with us here for a while, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll like tap on the ground to send it kind of underground.
Yeah, I think just before you do that, you hear Gaspard just go, that thing is not getting in my car.
Don't worry,
Absolutely
Gaspard.
not.
He's doing his own thing. He knows where to go.
As you see, it just kind of like sinks down in. As it does, you see that that back leg just snap off. It's got plenty of legs.
Yeah, I know. What's with our animals and gimpy legs around here?
It looks healthy.
Yeah, the leg kind of twitches a little bit on the ground.
Should we take that leg with us, or?
I think it's a lost cause right now. But well, that went easier than normal. Fortunately, Rip weakened him up pretty good. So
cool. I was gonna have Blair do this, but Gaspard standing on the ledge of the or the one of the branches of the tree, kind of standing down. You hear this, and the one of the branches snaps off. He takes a tumble down. Probably takes some damage. Okay, he takes 3 points of damage, and you see one of the branches kind of just like doof, 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 doof. And Gericault, you see it roll over to you. I mean, you're close enough to it. It's just happenstance. Seems to kind of just roll right up to you.
The branch does?
The branch does, yes.
All right. I will...
When you walked out there, did you walk out with your staff or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely did.
Your staff is not there.
Yeah, I have nothing right now. Well, I imagine my now let's get this straight. My bag of goodies and stolen trinkets is still
yes,
like
your bedroll
at the camp.
Bag and good and stolen trinkets. Possibly it was the book that you actually like used to hide your body in the sleeping bag.
That was just like that was my head. Everyone was like, "Why does he have such a square head?" I pick up the stick.
You got it. Can't explain it. Feels right.
I guess I'm gonna take a slip out of my bag and toss it at Gericault nicely. It's not a lot, but you know.
He's in my duster.
It has elastic.
I thank you, Miss Ophelia. I was going to actually ask Mr. Gaspard here if he might have some extra clothes for.
What?
Do you happen to have a pair of?
I'm
clothes?
fine, by the way.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gaspard. Are you okay?
Yeah, I said I'm fine. What? What do you?
Do you happen to have an extra set of clothes you could part?
No,
with,
let's go.
Gericault, the petticoat is not bad. You'll see when we get to Medura. There's all kinds of things.
Okay, I will. I guess I'll put on the slip that Ophelia gave me, and I imagine it's smaller than the jacket that's probably Ross's jacket, which is probably
Oh yeah,
swallowing
it's
me.
dragging along the
I
ground.
imagine
Yeah.
it's just
It's
like
good
a kid in like their dad's coat, you know.
It's a full train behind
I
you.
have a cloak. It's fairly large. You could do the full like Victor blanket wrap of it if you wanted
Yeah.
to. But I have a rather large cloak. It's meant to go over all the armor, so I think it might swallow you.
Miss Lysandra, that's very nice of you.
The blue silk petticoat looks nice.
Thank you.
Very well made.
Thank you, Miss Ophelia. No doubt this cost quite a bit, and it's very kind of you to loan it to me. I will be sure to return it when I can.
No worry.
Slip is on, stick in hand,
Beautiful.
living life.
Living life. Living life.
Slip on, living life.
Slip on, living life. Cool. Jericho, you still
You see
feel.
Blair slowly going down the tree with her claws, very slowly.
Yeah, be careful, because I like this tree.
Doesn't seem to like you.
No. Well, I never really had to climb it before. So that thing's good?
It's good. Don't worry about it.
What was that?
What do you mean? What was that? You never seen an emberback before?
No, I've seen, yeah, I've seen an emberback before. I've never seen one that, well, actually, I've never seen one by itself, first off, but I've also never, like, seen one just, you like Dr. Doolittle that shit.
Tricks of the
Who's
trade.
Dr. Doolittle?
He's a doctor in Medura that I met a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it.
So, is he the Eddie Doolittle or the Downey Jr. Doolittle?
Oh, you know that? Yeah, Edward Doolittle.
Is it more
Edward-
of a
Family, yeah,
doctor or more of a like druid type of thing?
Robbie sucked. He didn't last very long. Okay.
As we're getting on the grit whip, I do want to ask Lysandra, did you find something out there with Gericault? I saw you guys messing with something.
Oh, there was a strange sigil on the ground beneath him, and it felt consecrated, as though blessed by the divine.
Yeah. Could you draw it? Because if you can draw it, I can find out some more information, maybe.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I could certainly try.
Sarah's
Draw
internet access is I don't
Oh,
think
no.
doing so hot, but I see Sarah smile.
I will try to draw it.
Okay, cool. So you didn't, you saw it, and for a moment it was gone. So this would be a relatively pretty difficult, I want to say performance, I think.
Good. I was worried you were going to say sleight of hand.
No, yeah, I'd say it's performance or sleight of hands, up to you. I would, but
Well, that's
yeah.
a +0 versus a +7, so we're going with performance.
Okay.
Or an 18.
Nice.
All right, cool. 18, as you start to draw it, you kind of get the basic sort of idea of the shape. You realize actually about halfway through, it looks like you're kind of just drawing like a circle and 4 sort of triangles around it. It looks more like a flower than exactly what was depicted. So it's not quite right. So you know you're missing something from it.
I mean, that's about as close as I can get. I'm not an artist, I apologize, but it's something.
Yeah, no, we'll see. It might work.
Yeah.
And then I stick it in my
Cool.
satchel.
Lysandra's gonna, once they have the Dominium core reinstalled, she's gonna ask Gaspard to strap her shield over it for extra protection. And then she's gonna
Maybe use that leg
What's that?
to like wedge it in.
I mean, I have that wire harness over it, so
Can
Let's
we
just-
say
let's
as we're
just use the
putting
shield.
it back into the engine?
go ahead, Sarah.
As he's putting it back in the engine, can Blair help and like hold it for a second and try to examine it as she's holding it?
It's up to whether I'm. Well, actually, Lysandra, did you take it out or
'Cause we're
did?
both.
I did, yes.
Yeah, I would say so. Lysandra knows how to be able to put it, take it out and put it in. So Lysandra, if you feel like you wouldn't accept help, you certainly don't have to. In that regard.
I don't know if I would let Blair help after what she said in the meeting with Elise. I really like the idea of her being able to turn this off.
It makes sense. Yeah. So
I
like,
just want to help you put it back in. That's
I
it.
can do it. I'm quite capable.
So is Blair.
so you think the
Thank
you think the
Ophelia.
you think the wire harness? I mean, it's aluminum, so
This is Damascus steel. It's far better than aluminum.
so you're from Damascus.
No, that is a method of folding steel to make it. You know, I thought you were an inventor, a mechanic. You don't know about.
Okay, yeah,
Never mind.
no, it's fine. Yeah, let's take your Damascus shield to put on my grit whip to build an
Using
engine so that we can
my
save
power core.
your ass.
You seem to need some assistance back there as well.
Hey, look, I still don't know how much you guys are involved. It's fine. Let me just get the. Do you still want the shield too? Because I have some sovereign glue in my bag.
No, don't do that.
Okay. All right.
Um,
okay.
I may lack some sovereign glue. Like, can I see the bottle?
No. For what? You know how hard it is to make this stuff?
I know. That's why I wanted to see it.
Okay, you can see it in the shops in Medura if you buy it. Yeah, okay. And you see Gaspard start to Basis takes the wireframe off and like kind of like puts it around and starts to kind of like try to tighten it onto it.
How
I may
fast
need
does
it
a
to
grip
fix
whip
the
go?
tire. I just put a. Sorry.
Sarah, if you want to jump out and come back in, because you're definitely
Yeah, sorry.
having some
Everyone is
latency
just
issues.
going off and on.
It's all good.
How fast is the grip whip? Grip whip, whatever.
It is 60. It can go 80, but not for Actually, I mean, I'll just give you guys it. Like, it can go 80 for a minute.
But its base speed is 60.
Correct.
Okay. That's good to know. So, as everyone's settling on the vehicle, I asked you if you had it ready. Lysandra's gonna be like, I think perhaps we shouldn't all be on that awful contraption. Hold on. Remembering her falling on her ass.
I mean, it
on
looks
last
looks uglier now because there's a giant shield on it.
That is a lovely shield. You're lucky my craftsmanship graces your vehicle. And she's gonna start verbal answer. So she starts chanting in Celestial and like basically doing a little Tai Chi movement. And you see the ground start to swirl as dust and wind picks up, and it creates a fine like cloud of dust. And as it settles around what is there now, you see a horse-sized creature with the body of a stag. It's got silvered scales instead of fur, a single horn like a unicorn, and the horn and hooves are the opalite color of moonstone, and its mane has like a silver sheen to it, as you see a Kieran standing before you as Lysandra's summoned steed.
Hell yeah.
Ophelia has heart eyes.
Just
Do
fold.
you have a second one, Lysandra?
I only have one, unfortunately. But maybe I'll let you ride it once we're not in imminent danger of this desert. And she's gonna climb on the Kieran's back.
Beautiful. Lysandra, roll me a d20.
Sure. 16. That's weird. I've
16?
rolled way too many 16s tonight.
Nice. 16 is good. So I'd say with a 16, you see this creature, which also, by the way, is... No one has ever seen this creature before. There's no roll required for this here. Anyone in Abravar has never seen a creature like this at all, including Gaspard, who is just kind of like standing in awe as you see this this creature kind of stand just like chest out, very like it knows how good it looks, sort of thing. Like it just stands very majestic and proud. From its like very strange sort of coloration. And Gaspard just goes, eight. Magic.
You hate it?
No, it's really cool. It just seems like you shouldn't just be able to just... Wow.
She's gonna like lean down and pat its neck like you do with a horse, and it... Well, he's a good beast. He'll keep up with your vehicle. Not a problem. They all typically do.
Can you put wheels on it?
Do you put wheels on horses?
Okay, so it's more like a horse than it, because it's, you know... Yeah, I guess it's a dumb question. Because you wouldn't put wheels on it.
So are we gonna explode while you ride this horse in safety, or what's the deal here?
Well, if you explode from the Diminuum, I'm fairly certain large portion of the desert will explode with you, so it won't matter how far I am.
Is this really the end all be all of energy? If it's so dangerous?
No. Which is why I took such issue with the way Elise was treating it. There is... No, it's not. It is a dangerous power source, as I've tried to explain before.
Hey, Rasa, why can't you do that?
You know, I prefer my things underground, all right?
So that thing's still here?
Yeah. You want to see it again?
No. Not even a little bit. Okay. All right, everybody get their gear. I'll put out the fire.
Is there a time where Gericault is kind of separate from everybody else?
You could have been, separate while this is happening, sure.
I would say throughout most of this, he's been by himself wearing the slip and just looking dejected.
So I think at some point I'm going to come over to him and ask, Gericault, did you find your path that you were looking for?
Path? Excuse me, Mr. Timothy. I am afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
When you snuck off last night, and I told you Rasa wanted you to stay.
Gericault, as he asked that, your mind goes back to that night. Because above board, it is very hard to answer that question if we have not had that scene.
True. I mean, I'm lying to everyone's face right now, so
Yeah,
like,
it could be that.
That's
too,
just
but
part of it. Yeah.
Got to give you something to lie about.
Yeah.
As you sink deeper down, there's a moment where you took a breath and you held it in. You see nothing but black. You have to close your eyes. You can feel the sand moving against the eyelids, trying to force them open with the movement coming down. Seconds pass. You recognize as you are moving through, there's a moment you don't know how long this is going to take, whether or not you're going to be able to hold in this breath before swallowing sand. Maybe this is a mistake. Maybe this is, after all of this, after everything that Gericault has endured and gone through, this is how it's going to end. 40 seconds. It's going through Jericho's mind.
Just how he doesn't regret the action he took, but for everything that came before to lead to just unceremoniously being buried in the sand. There's something about it that feels ironic, but it also, there's something to it that still feels right. Maybe it's best if he is forgotten in this moment.
50 seconds. There's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to decide whether or not you let this sand fall into your lungs.
He's been fighting for so long. Oh, sorry. I was just
No, go ahead. Go.
He's been fighting for so long against and sort of persisting despite everything that's happened. This is the first time he's truly just going to just give in.
As you open your mouth, that same instant is when you start to feel the little amount of weight that was beneath your feet comes to open air, to nothingness, and you fall through. It's dark. Pitch black. As you come to your feet, you feel that there's solid rock beneath you. Slowly you see a torchlight gleam in the distance, lighting a cavern that looks to be black, solid black stone. Lighting a path for you to follow.
I slowly make my way down that path.
As you walk, you start to hear steady sounds of something scraping, sound of grit running against stone as the hallway seems to get smaller. And it's not constant. There's pauses in between. Second pauses, like something is being dragged between the walls. Or like someone is crawling on their hands and knees. You see a strange opening come out to just an outside, but it's just all beige and sand. As you take a step forward, you feel that same sand beneath your feet, but it is cold. Not like the desert sand cold, like something that is never like sand that's so deep in that it never feels the warmth of the sun. You see in the center there is this, it's like a dust storm, like a tornado, but it's moving slowly, as if just caught in some sort of slow motion space. I think you give me a perception check.
$12.
12 is enough as you recognize that sound that you heard that is still happening as you see a hand coming up to your right out of the sand, grabbing, pulling. You see a head, something decayed or decaying. As it's coming up for air, continues to pull. To the left of you, you see another figure just like that.
Are they more pulling me down or themselves up?
It's like they're pulling themselves forward towards the strange, slow-moving dust storm that seems to be hiding something in it.
I shake off the hand pulling me.
It's not pulling you. It's just
It's
pulling.
towards it.
It's on your, like it's where you heard it through the walls. It was like it was following
I gotcha.
and just coming at your left and right.
I start making my way to the dust storm, walking.
You see it start to fall away. A humanoid figure. Standing taller than you, but not, I would say only about 6 feet tall. Very similar to a human shape. Arms, legs, hands, 5 fingers. The strange thing is, as the figures holding his hand up. You see the sand twisting between his fingers as he lets it go, and the rest of it all seems to drop away. The most distinguishing thing that you see about this figure is that its entire head is wrapped, encased in this silvery cloth. As you see this figure.
Hello?
You can't see its eyes, but you know it's looking at you, into you. There's this feeling of someone who sees you and only you. Not someone who is looking at you as they're passing by. You get this feeling of safety.
Thank you for welcoming me into your this space.
The world forgets it's fallen. But the fallen do not forget the world. You wished to meet me.
Yeah. Why have you been? Why have you been? Why have you been around me? Why have you been following me?
You and I are linked as those who live in suffering, refusing to die, refusing to forget.
So, we're linked. I think as he's like talking about like his suffering, I'm taking in the bandages on a deeper level now that he's wearing. Just out of curiosity, Joe, this figure has a halo kind of around their head.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. You notice that there's like just behind it. It's not like this like sort of what we would deem as like a typical sort of angelic halo. It's like it's behind its head, almost giving this like sort of like similar to what you would see like in a glass depiction of like sainthood,
Like in old Renaissance paintings, or yeah.
right? You wonder many things.
Yes.
Most of all, you wonder what you are now. You wonder what you have become. tell me, who were you before the hunger, before the raft, before that lowest moment of your life? That man no longer exists. Something different is in its place.
I still don't understand why me, why we're connected, and anyone who would live through what I've lived through would not come out the same on the other side.
Yes. For you choose not to forget, as I. And therefore, I have use of you.
What are you asking of me?
There will be a time when you understand this world as I do, and you know who is to blame for all of the destruction, the pain, the suffering that you and I have endured. Once you have that knowledge, once you know who is watching, who chooses to leave us behind, then I will be able to help you take it back.
What do I call you?
I am the one who is beneath. You may call me the low one.
Okay.
There are those that would stand in our path, those that wish us more suffering, those that wish to see, but with eyes that aren't ready. Your friend, I am sorry that I had to take something of his, but he is not ready.
Do I know which friend he's talking about specifically?
Has something been taken away from a friend?
I mean, Rasa's wings have been lost, and his sidewinder. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that, if that's something that Gericault would piece together. Can we make them see?
Perhaps. But they must carry their past, as you do. Allow it to cling to your skin, sink into your bones. You are the perfect disciple of what it is to suffer. A man should not have to bury his son.
Tell me one last thing. The world we create together, was it a better one?
That is for the world to decide. But what I can promise you is a world with no more secrets.
As he says no more secrets, the conversation with Ophelia flashes across my mind. I guess all the conversations with Lysandra too, and how she's dodged the truth. And Timothy standing stoically or sitting stoically, ready to kill anything and everything. Blair holding on to the secret of her brother for so long as well. Rasa's the only one that doesn't seem to have many secrets, but I know there's something there as well. I walk closer to this figure and then I kneel down. I think I just take his hand and give it a kiss, similar to one does to like a holy figure.
As you do, he pulls it away. No. And he leans down to you. Touches a finger to your lips. The lowest. The ones that lose everything are the only ones who are free. Takes his cheek in your hands. To do anything.
Gericault just starts crying a little bit, I think, at that feeling. The idea of being free, just like really washing over him.
Go. You will know that with every part of me, I will be watching.
I will go. We'll remake this world. And I will get up.
He
And I
stays
guess
knelt.
And then is the only path... Actually, as I turn around, what are the figures that were crawling? What are they doing in this moment?
You see as you turn around, 10, 20, 50 or so figures are all raising their hands. You can't tell if they're raising their hands to this figure or to you.
It's the first time Gericault's felt any semblance of power. And he's unsure of what to do with that feeling.
You come back and you're looking at Timothy, unsure of the question he just asked.
I'm sorry, Mr. Timothy. I was just I was just sorry. I had a rough night last night. I guess I accidentally slept in the desert.
Joe, does Timothy know that Gericault is lying? That even though I know, but would Timothy know?
I don't know.
Inside check or
Sure, if you want.
Should I roll a contested set the DC or?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
I will tell you guys above board, I am always more on the line of, instead of treating this like a game of trying to figure out, trying to stay in the RP as much as possible.
Okay, I'll just do that. Gericault, I had asked if you found your path.
I just was no, I don't. Sorry, Mr. Timothy. I don't know what you're talking about with the path. I just got up to use the restroom last night and I guess got lost in the desert a little bit. It's really the first time I've been out in the wilds like this.
It's too bad. I hope someday you find it. He walks away.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Timothy. Yeah.
Jericho, you gonna get your bedroll and whatever you had in it that looks like you're sleeping in it?
Yeah. I'm gonna let me go get that together. I'm sorry, it's not and I'll go over there and like start rolling things up. Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2 questions. Did you guys say that you were apart from the group, or would I have been able to eavesdrop? I couldn't remember what you said.
Well, we were definitely away from the group, but I mean, if you were trying to eavesdrop, you were trying to eavesdrop. I don't know.
No, it would have been more like a passive thing.
Cool.
Second question is, how long does my bag take to work? I forget if there was like a set time.
I think it's 10 minutes. I think it's just considered to be like a ritual, I believe.
Okay, let me know when 10 minutes is up.
Okay, cool. 10 minutes is up.
Okay, I'm gonna open my bag, see if anything's in it.
You got it. Cool. You're saying this in reference to what you put in putting this drawing in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will tell you this, Ophelia, and this, Rachel. There is no roll that you could get that would give you an answer.
Okay. Well, that's something to learn too. Okay.
I have never been more sure of anything in all of the D&D campaigns than that.
I believe you.
And I would say like that's the hint in that way. Yeah.
Okay, so once we're on the car, then we're gonna have some deja vu with Jericho, but
Beautiful.
let that go for when we're heading out again.
Cool.
Lysandra will wrap her like big black cloak around her. She didn't want to wear it before because it's freaking hot, but she knows they're going into a city. Not like the giant dragon stag horse won't draw attention, but at least she's not so bold on the armored.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wearing armor is a dead giveaway, but on a dragon horse is okay.
Please do that. It'll distract from anybody noticing me.
Blair, you full see that, like as you see Lysandra just kind of put this on and just like kind of like just making sure
Her armor.
hiding the armor, and then gets up on this fucking crazy ass
Stag.
yeah
Blind.
And
Chinese
let Jim
dragon
wear his
horse.
petticoat
Pick
right
and
up there
choose
with
your
you.
battles on what you think is standing out.
Do you not ride beasts?
I've only seen horses, and that is definitely not a horse.
I mean, you saw Tabitha, right?
I thought that was an ill creature. Is that common?
Pretty common.
It's a
Jericho
horse.
Eldritch Blast Lysandra.
You may wanna simplify the design of your creature here before you get into
Or-
town.
No, don't change anything about it.
No, don't change
just-
anything.
Or at least just get on the grip whip with us, and it's less conspicuous.
I don't think that. I mean, you can, but I don't think that thing can.
I'll just ride him. It's okay. If I need to when we approach town, I can send him off.
Okay, all right. Do you need me to slow down?
No, he's fairly quick.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right.
Base speed is 60, so he could dash 120.
Cool.
So he's faster than the grip whip.
You see just I think you see Gaspar just kind of like just really just fully like there's so much that has happened in such a quick like amount of time where you just go like magic. And he's just like fully reeling as he's okay, all right. And it's like it's even more obvious like the amount of work he has to do to get the thing going, like in comparison, as it is all just full like mechanical sort of pieces. I think he like starts to kind of like he pulls the like lawnmower like starter and it just doesn't go the first time. Okay, yeah, no, I got it. Everybody just I think it's just the weight. And the second time it starts. Okay. All right, everybody good?
Let's go.
Okay. To Medura. And you guys speed off with Lysandra
Galloping
race-
alongside. Very, very pretty.
Beautiful.
Blair's gonna look at Ophelia, probably getting sandblasted, and hand her goggles.
Beautiful. Yeah, nice. Cool. And you
I
guys
mean, I have my sun hat and everything, but I'm just trying to get Blair to like me more, so I just begrudgingly take the goggles.
Yep, absolutely. And there is like a level like you have to full like kind of hold on to it. But yeah, you guys speed off in the desert towards the patch of buildings in the far distance. And with that, we will take our 10-minute break. So we'll see you guys in 10.
Nice.
That's not what I want. All right, we are back. I think... Crap, I should have checked this beforehand. Sorry, friends. I know what I want. I just don't know which one it is. Is it this one?
Kiki, I just see me and you. Is that it?
Nope. Yeah,
No,
we
it's
jump out,
not
jump
it.
back in.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not that one.
You probably have to jump out and jump back in.
That was happening to me earlier.
But yeah, I think he can only even hear me. He couldn't see or hear anybody else.
It's interesting. Okay, we are back. As you guys are speeding towards Medura, there is still a few hours on the Grit Whip and obviously Lysandra riding the Kieran. So obviously very difficult to have any sort of deep-seated conversation. But what I will say is for Ophelia, there's going to be things that are going to happen. I'm going to have you guys kind of do some checks as we go along. But for Ophelia, given the idea that this is your, this is your home city here, is there a plan for the group, for Ophelia, on where to go next?
My plan, the sketch of a plan I have is that as we get into town, I'm gonna have my hood, cloak that's like the plainer one up with like a deep hood, hoping that'll help in immediate recognition. And then I want to get us to Hargrave Manor.
Okay, you got it. Cool. So as you guys are speeding along, I'll say everybody give me a perception check.
8.
9.
15.
11.
15, 11,
Yeah,
21.
21. Ross, what'd you get?
7.
7. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. So, Ophelia, something that you didn't notice last time, one of the things actually as you guys are racing along, the first thing that you see is the tracks of the Brasslight. As you guys are kind of now moving sort of somewhat sort of parallel to them. And you hear Gaspard kind of like look over, see the tracks. I would say like Ophelia from your perspective, like kind of like looks over at you and goes, "It's okay. We got a way to get around that. Everybody's just gonna need to hold on." Oh yeah, look, here it is up ahead. And you see there is what looks to be at first looks to be just like a slightly taller sand dune, but you notice that it is specifically ramped and secured below itself to be able to ramp and go above that. So Ophelia, you're able to spot that enough to be able to warn everybody.
Everybody hold on! And then I grab Blair in the hopes that
Beautiful.
she'll keep us in there.
You got it. And I won't, I'll say for the sake of time, I won't make you guys have to roll anything. There's just a moment of just a full, just, as you see it push over. Lysandra, you could easily just kind of go around the tracks. You could like step on them and just kind of go through. Yeah.
I mean, it's just tracks. A horse can walk over them.
Right,
No problem.
right.
No, you should show off and have it like like soar over.
This is like the video game part of jumping over something.
I will say there would probably be a role for the Kieran to be able to jump over this. In the idea for that, because this thing has to like go up to 80 to make that jump. So as it speeds over, all of you are able to kind of grab each other. As there's this as you hit several other bumps and continue speeding off. Ophelia, at this point, Ophelia and Gericault, both of you actually see in the far distance these dust storms that seem to kind of start to pick up, but they seem to be like weirdly angled, like out. And as you get closer, you start to see it. There's these tiny little sort of dots that seem to be moving extremely fast along the sand. As Ophelia, you're recognizing like, Oh, those are other crit whips, and there's a level of like understanding your city on a whole other level of a space that you didn't exactly know before. There was no reason for you to go where this is. You actually recognize even where you're coming in, as Gaspar kind of like starts to kind of point where you guys are going to be coming in, and you know that that area is not is a place that you were specifically told to never go to. I believe, yeah, the Umber's Edge. Umber's Edge, which falls into the, I believe, the Rust Belt. Yeah. Speeding on, you see there's another grit whip that seems to be much nicer, much cleaner, set for only like 2 people to come on, that kind of pulls up beside.
Does it rev the engine?
Yeah, gives a little rev of the engine.
Lysandra loops around the other side of it, unsure if they're a threat, so that she boxes them in case we need to fight them.
You see, yeah, I love that. You see, as the other one kind of comes up, you see Gaspard like looks over and gives like kind of like just the slightest sort of like what's up sort of thing. And you see this figure, but all you guys can see is close enough. You see a like kind of like skinny, sort of like wiry, sunburnt face man with like big goggles. You see that what looks to be like maybe like some sort of strange like mechanical sort of like chin strap thing below him. Blair, I'll say from your vantage point and happenstance, you kind of see that. Oh, I think that is his jaw. You see deep scars on the forehead, and a like sort of like patchy sort of leather duster, as he just kind of does the head nod back to Gaspar, looks at everyone, doesn't say very much, and then turns over, and it's like his goggles are like a thing that you can't even see his eyes because they're so like. I say they're probably like reflective to like block out the sun, and then you see him turn to the other side and see Lysandra on a freaking Kira, and you see his mechanical jaw just opens wide, and you see him like slam on the brakes and just pull back from you guys.
I meant to link with Gaspard. Is he okay? What was that?
Oh, yeah, that's this is you in my head. This is, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's I didn't like the name they gave me. Hold on. Yeah, that's Josiah.
He looked startled.
Yeah, he would be. Do you want to jump on now, or do you want to be conspicuous or inconspicuous?
How big does this city look, Joe? Because I can talk to my Kieran within a mile.
Pretty big. Definitely bigger than a mile.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna bring a Kieran into the city.
Yeah.
She's gonna ride up next to the Grit Whip.
Cool.
I suppose I should. It has been nice not riding that thing. Wheels. Don't need those anymore.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
If you're choosing to do this without slowing down.
Natural one?
No.
No way!
No.
Can Blair help? Like, seeing like she's about to jump, like, extend her hand to give her the help action.
This is my first time riding the Kieran. I'm trying to
Yeah,
on
you
it while
just,
it's
but you're
moving,
like,
60 feet per second.
I've seen Dad do this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's go. Yeah, Blair. The DC's much higher, but Blair, give me an athletics check to be able to kind of grab Lysandra.
Okay, that's okay. Athletics is really good.
I have a +8.
That's so funny.
I do have a +8.
Trying to make you look cool.
Oh, athletics +5. So that is a 16.
16. Okay. 16 is. I'll roll for it. Okay, 16 is just enough to be able to kind of grab Lysandra.
Dragging her along.
As you see, the Kieran immediately kind of like veers off, kind of like comes up behind and starts to kind of like try to like push you with the horn to get you back on the grit whip. I mean, it was almost cool for sure.
Can I ask above table for Gericault, are you
Yes.
missing hit points? Were you at 0 hit points to start the day?
No, you're equivalent long rest.
I have long rest. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. I was going to ask later on, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The only reason I asked is because the Kieran could have just healed anybody within 5 feet of it as a bonus action, but
Ooh.
Nice.
don't need to do that.
Cool.
Before we get to the city, I still want to talk to Gericault.
Okay. Do you want to do that now on the grit whip?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Go
Yeah,
for it.
there aren't a lot of chances to do shady stuff where no one can hear you with the group.
Well, I will tell you where you're going is very shady.
Yeah, but I want to know now.
Okay, fair enough.
So I cast message just like last time with my hat here and now goggles at Gericault and say, Lysandra said they found a bunch of weird religious shit that no one's ever seen before next to you in the desert. Does that have something to do with that fountain? What did you do down there, Gericault? And as soon as I send message, I'm gonna burn a sorcery point to subtle spell detect thoughts on Gericault.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Even if through a subtle spell will detect thoughts because it's a spell, do I feel anything different?
No.
Because
Subtle
with detect
spell.
thoughts,
Not
you
with
don't.
surface thoughts. Yeah.
Not surface thoughts. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Miss Ophelia, I thought you were the one that knew everything. I don't know anything that's happened about anything. I don't know what happened at the well. I don't know what. I just went to the restroom and tried to. I got lost. I don't know anything about this religious
Restroom.
circle or anything. I don't know what you're talking about with the religious stuff. I'm not much of a theist.
Okay, I hear your words. What do I hear in your brain?
Yeah. I think you hear in Jericho's brain. This is the first time anyone's brought up the religious stuff to him, and he was asleep, knocked out. So I don't. The way I see it is he didn't know anything about that.
Mhm.
So I think you hear kind of two things. One, you do get confirmation, like, I don't religious stuff. What the? I mean, just as Gericault, like being listened to without his knowledge. I don't know anything about fucking religious stuff. I don't know anything about like religious stuff or what the hell is she talking about? I don't know. And then on the other level, you hear Gericault on the same sort of level going. Philly, it just keeps prying and prying and prying and prying and prying and prying. When will she stop?
Stay up. I don't know if you hear me though, because Detect thoughts is concentration, so I can't cast message, but... Okay, I'll just have to mouth to myself, never. I'm trying to decide if him saying what's the religious shit is gonna stop me.
Don't let anything I do stop you.
No, I mean just as in character, like, would that be enough of him saying, I don't know what that religious shit was? Like, if that was sounding honest.
Sorry, what are you asking? Is this something that I can answer?
Nope, I
Or
was
are
just
you
thinking.
thinking out loud?
So, yeah, sorry.
Gotcha.
So then I'm gonna drop detect thoughts and send message again.
You don't have to drop detect thoughts to send message. You can cast spells while concentrating on another spell as long as they're not both concentration.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Then I'm gonna message Jericho with the detect thoughts up.
Yeah.
And say, I'm never gonna stop prying, Jericho. I want you to tell me the truth. And if you don't want to tell me the truth, I'll get it from you.
Miss Ophelia, I feel like you're exposing me, and as I sit here wearing your Mary slip, I'm
getting really weird, like The Graduate vibes from this.
So you know, Jericho, that I am a generous person. And I'm not asking you to tell everybody the truth.
Are you trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?
I'm asking you to tell me the truth. That's all.
Miss Ophelia,
That's such a terrible thing to ask.
Miss Ophelia, I don't know what answers you're wanting. I don't know why you persist in reaching out to me in this manner, but I will say I'm starting to feel a little backed in a corner here. And to be quite frank, I'm getting rather tired of your threats.
I look up and I look straight at Jericho. And this isn't anything that anyone else would notice, especially not if they're just kind of not looking for it. But as I look at Jericho, my face starts to change. And the jawline, the eyes, the nose, the wrinkles get deeper. And it's enough change for Jericho subconsciously to see himself mirrored back. Himself without the ruined face.
Damn.
And then I'm going to say to Jericho, because that felt like a threat. So I'm going to look at Jericho and I'm going to say, you do what you need to, Jericho. But just know the second that you do, all these people in this car, they're going to see exactly who you are. And they're going to see just how low you've sunk from the man you used to be.
At that, I don't want to. I'm going to say this right now above board. I am not looking to cause damage.
No, damage? I'm not that weak. Well, I don't know. What are you going to cause damage?
Do you want to give me an intelligence saving throw?
Mm-hmm. Let me see what my mod is. Where's intelligence?
Meanwhile, Gaspard is explaining to Blair, like, all right, so we're going to just go right up in here, and we're going to just pull the grit whip in. Josiah should be able to help you out. He goes by Josie. Just, Josiah's kind of... But yeah.
Josie?
Yeah,
Like
Josie.
You're not fucking with me. He's not gonna punch me in the face for calling him Josie, right?
I've noticed in our small sort of things of talking with each other, you're not very trusting.
No, I'm not. That's not who I am.
Okay, well, you call him whatever you want.
What, you don't enjoy a nickname for him, but for others, it's fine.
You don't have a giant metal jaw on your face that looks like you can headbutt
Oh,
me
yeah,
into
don't
oblivion.
talk about his jaw.
Noted.
Yeah. He was really excited about it, and then I think he knows how bad it looks.
It's one of those decisions.
Kind of.
Okay.
Meanwhile.
I got a 15.
Okay.
Ooh. Remind me on wisdom save on saves. Do they, if they meet it, do they beat it, or is it?
I believe meets it beats it, unless there's new 2024 rules.
All right. Then Gericault. Let me make sure. What you see above you, what you see happen around you, is you see emaciated and corpse-like hands and arms reach around your body, hugging you, holding you, and one of them starts to put its hand in your mouth.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
as this is happening, I imagine Ophelia looking at Gericault, and he's just looking at you. And then they're gone like that. And then he goes, I assure you, I don't respond well to threats right now. Please, let's stay friendly for as long as we can.
Ophelia is trying very hard not to look like that scared the shit out of her. Obviously it did. But trying to, have my face snapped back to where it usually is and trying to do a neutral. And I cast message saying, I'm sorry if that came off as a threat. I'm sure it did. But the thing is, Gericault, whatever's going on with you, whatever's swirling around you, seems pretty dangerous to me. And pretty selfish that you're not telling anybody what's going on with you. And so I never wanted to not be friendly, Gericault. I even told you, I'm not sharing your secrets. I'm not making you tell everybody else. But can you just let one person know, even if it's not me?
Miss Ophelia, I don't know how many different ways I can say it. I don't know what is happening. You know as much as me. A week ago, I was working in the stables, minding my own business, and now I'm here. I assure you, once I find something out, I will let you know. But until then, I remain asking to keep things friendly. Please.
I didn't put skeleton hands on you.
At the end of this, we hear. Okay, so do we want like a cool entrance, or do we want to do the like slow and steady?
Fuck it, do the cool entrance.
Hell yeah! You see him gun it.
I blame this conversation with Ophelia for that answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I love
Because
it.
we're so engrossed with what each other's doing that we allowed Blair space to make a decision.
Yep. Cool. I'm not gonna roll for. I'm not gonna roll for him. Blair, roll me a d20.
Okay.
If anybody has guidance, especially with that. Oh no.
Wait. I'll use my inspiration. Okay, that's better. What was I rolling?
This is a d20.
Okay, does anyone give me inspiration?
No, I'm gonna say that second roll is telling you.
I was talking to Jericho, so I missed.
That's a 10.
Okay, all right, okay. 10's not bad.
It was an
Cool.
8.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna roll to see how good he's, because it's been a little bit and that was low. Cool. I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw.
But
17.
does Lysandra have her
Nine-
aura yet?
Good question.
Where would I see it? Let me see. Hold on. Class features. Lay on hands. Weapon mastery, fire and style, paladin's might, channel divinity. I'm not seeing anything.
It might
What
be.
level do-
Is it 7?
It's level 6.
Level
No.
6. That's
Oh,
right.
it's
Level
next
6.
level.
All right, I got a 15.
19 for Blair.
Cool. 17, 15,
4.
19. I'll save 4.
Four.
Timothy's going flying.
14 for Rasa.
That fails. Ophelia.
21.
Nice. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Go on.
I think there's like this moment of just like the locked eyes. Ophelia and Jericho are totally fine as there's like,
It's like
it's the,
gripping
it's,
the like.
yeah, it's the opposite of the like Paul Walker racing thing where like he's just staring at the girl as he's racing, but it's both of you guys kind of staring at each other as the as the vehicle is spinning into the garage. It gets close. Okay. It was pretty good. It was close. But he clips the back end of the wheel onto the metal door frame of the garage, and the whole thing tips slightly. Timothy goes flying. I think, was it Rasa also goes flying? Was that
Mm-hmm. Yep.
cool? Awesome. As you guys crash into the back wall, there's metal tools, all that stuff. Actually, I should roll for him too, huh? Oh, that's a natural 2. He's going too. Cool. As all of you, those that couldn't hang on, take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
What was the
Is that
DC
really
on
necessary?
15.
that? Oh, I rolled 15, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Go.
What'd you say, Rasa?
I said, was that really necessary?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Lysandra
Okay.
scrabbles to get the core out to stop the vehicle running because she doesn't know how else to turn it off, so she's just taking the core out.
Yeah, it's still running too. It's still. Oh my gosh, I love this. It's still running. The hands on the wheel.
Blair's going for those hands.
Okay. He's gonna know that he doesn't have them.
I know.
Okay,
She's
okay,
gonna get
cool.
the hands.
Yeah, you go to grab the
Gaspar, I
hands.
got your hands.
Oh
your
shit! They make that garage. I think they made that garage smaller. I think they. Shit. Everybody okay? Oh, Timothy, I'm sorry, man. You good?
It's all right. I'll be fine. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just it's been a while since I've been back. So, where are my hands?
I got him.
Okay, thanks.
You know, if you're looking a little rough, I think my friend's not far. I can call him back.
Timothy looks at Jericho, and he says, "See, we could have just taken your leg off."
Yes, hell yeah. Blair, do you put them back on?
Yeah, she's gonna do that as she's walking. She's taking a better look at these hands.
Cool.
As
Yeah,
she's
you got it.
walking back. Anything besides them being hands that makes them any different to turn the car on.
Oh, roll me an investigation check. But we'll say you put them back on as you do it.
Yeah. That's going to be where did you go? A 17.
Okay. Yeah, with the 17, you notice that there is like specific indentations, like kind of like a glove, like a padded glove in a way. There's specific indentations that you see that kind of like line up with the wheel. Could be made again, but there's like these kind of like they're all like kind of like this ribbed sort of things. So it is relatively specific, but yeah.
Okay. She's gonna hand him back the keys.
Okay. Hey, the rest of you guys were able to. Hey, both of you guys were. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was dumb.
I can call my Kieran back. He hasn't gone far. This garage is secure, right?
Yeah.
This building is secure, right? No, shoot, garages. They have hover bikes.
Yeah. They. I guess you could bring him over. I guess.
She's gonna just say in her head, "It's okay to come." I'm imagining he was just running out in the desert, not sure what to do.
Yeah.
And as soon as he comes back, she's gonna have him start walking near the people who fell off, and as a bonus action, he can do 2d8 of healing.
Nice. Awesome. Is that spread out, or is it specific to, or is this an aura?
One creature within 5 feet. So he would just. It's multiple bonus actions.
Pick one of the parties. It's fine. Gaspar's fine.
Well, it's not like a single use. It's just a bonus action, so he can just.
Oh, okay, cool. So you guys are fully healed.
So minimum, yeah, he'll heal everybody.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, you just see this creature just like stepping in, having to kind of step over the actually under from where the thing is. As the Kieran is stepping like under is when it kind of like falls, like slowly falls back into place. So for those that are still on, they kind of like get this big jostle sort of feeling, which is weird because now the Kieran's kind of trapped in there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. It's a cool feeling. Can I ride it?
You can try. Go ahead.
I should probably maybe another time. I guess I should probably just get this car in here.
I mean, he probably has to stay here with you. I don't think we should have him out and about in the city.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. What do I tell people it is?
We call them Kirins. They're celestial beasts, born of the gods.
It's a Karen?
Kirin.
Kieran. Okay. Got it. Okay, cool. Whew. All right. You see him like kind of like slowly backing out. As he does so, actually I'll roll. Oh, definitely sees it. You see the older the gentleman that you saw before with the metal jaw kind of comes pulling up, slows down, very steady, comes in. You see he's very like he's the epitome of wiry. Like everything about him is extremely thin and skinny, except for this metal jaw. As he comes up, wow, I saw that whole thing. Gaspard, you okay? And you see Gaspard's. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did you show it in the garage? No, not in 10 years or so. Hey, you know what? But hey, you were close. You just see Gaspard just fully embarrassed. You were close. All right. Well, hey, look, hey, it's a Kieran. Cool. This guy just fully knows what a Kieran is. I rolled a nat 20 on him knowing. So I don't know.
I mean, there are gods in this world. He could know it from another.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Whose patron is this?
Morpheus.
Okay, nice to meet you, Morpheus. My name is Iron
Oh,
Josie.
I thought you meant the god that he's from. I'm Lysandra.
So which one is it?
I am Lysandra.
Okay. Oh,
He
its name is
found
Morpheus. Like the god.
Sure. Yeah, we can. That feels sacrilegious. No.
Yeah, it's very religious.
What should we? I don't know what to call him. Barb.
Barb? Okay. Yeah. Hi, Barb. Nice. Is it? Does Barb talk?
Only to me.
Okay. All right. I'm so sorry. I'm just having a conversation with. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet friends of Gaspard. Assuming friends, right? You see Gaspard kind of just like slowly nods as he goes back to like tinkering with his vehicle that he's just now realizing he hasn't updated in 8 years. So he's just
And
full
doesn't have a
embarrassed.
power core because Lysandra ripped that out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, yeah. What brings you into Medura? Oh, hello, miss. Ophelia, give me an insight check. Actually, anybody wants to give me an insight check, can.
As soon as the car stopped, I did put on my cloak, so in case that's important.
Okay.
Insight check. Mhm. That's a 12.
12.
Blair got an 18.
Okay. Cool. Blair, you see Josie nodding to this figure, nodding to Ophelia in the way of someone trying to pretend that they don't know them. Ophelia, you do not pick that up.
I'm like, working.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you guys, are you guys Grit Whip fans or?
Kind of loud. Maybe he's a better driver around here.
You see Caspard make sure his hand is working before he flips you off. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I haven't seen you around in a while. We need to catch up and grab a few beers. Or if, yeah, if you guys ever want to go out whipping, you certainly, let me know. Any friends of Gaspard's or friends of mine.
Are there any races coming up soon?
Oh yeah. This weekend. This weekend's a pretty big one. Kind of quick to get a Grit Whip though. Unless you know.
Just spectating and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. You can watch. It's kind of a specific place because you got to make sure that none of the guards are. Looks at Ophelia. None of the guards are paying attention.
Yeah.
Why?
You said it would be hard to get something by the weekend, but not impossible, right?
Well, I guess just depends on the interest level of the interested party.
Well, I think our friend Blair here is very interested in racing. And it could be she has a generous patron.
All right.
Blair's
well,
giving you like the biggest side eye.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't really race them anymore, but you're free to use. Well, no, you're. It sounds like what? As a favor to a stranger, you could certainly use mine this weekend if you would like to participate. Just to let you know, it does get pretty rough out there, as he kind of like moves his jaw from side to side.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
So, We'll let you know before the, or Blair will let you know before the weekend.
Blair?
What she's thinking.
All right. Blair, nice to meet you.
Me. Nice to meet you, and she'll.
Whoa. Quite a grip you have there on those claws.
Yeah.
Not your, sorry, not your,
It's
because
fine,
I know
it's
you're,
fine.
yeah, I meant the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I keep forgetting to take these off. Like, being out in the desert and around, it's been a crazy 4 days. Need these as much as I can.
Well, I mean, you know, you after this, I mean, assuming I know where you're going, which I don't, you're probably going to be wanting to keep them around near the Rust Belt area. So it is. You never know.
The Rust Belt?
But yeah, that's it's kind of we're in the. Have you guys ever been to? Has anybody here ever been to Medura before?
First time for
She
me.
has. And I just point to a field.
You point to a village that she has. Yeah, cool. Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Who knows,
All
who
right.
knows?
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you've been here before then. Okay. Well, there's an area here that's it was once a thriving community back when things were more focused on factories and all that, but so most of them are abandoned. Stoker's Row, the Hollow Mill, kind of places you want to try to probably avoid unless you're looking for something specific, like a fight or to rob somebody.
What about clothes? Our friend here really needs some very much needed clothing.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
Jericho's
it's
just
an
like
interesting getup.
Jericho's just standing there with his hands like held together, like in front of himself. Looking
Is the
around.
petticoat like up to here? Like, are you holding it like?
I kind of am. I'm kind of holding it like that, and like I imagine it's still a little bit long for him, weirdly, but like it's not entirely scraping the ground. Yeah,
Beautiful.
Can
Well,
Sandra take her? She feels bad for Jericho. She's gonna take her black coat off, and then just like cut it in half because it's huge. She's 6 foot tall, and it goes to the ground. So she's gonna cut off the bottom piece. So that's a 3 foot long, massive strip of black fabric that you can toga the shit out of around you.
I mean, I have money to buy clothes if we get to
She's
a
doing
store.
it.
I don't
She's
want to
doing it.
like.
she's
Okay.
doing it.
Doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sacrificing the black cloak. It is now more of a black shawl. And her
So it's-
armor is now totally exposed.
Yeah,
though.
totally exposed. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
Your Highness. Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, there's not. I was just making a joke because you're.
Oh, yes. Good one.
She's really into reenacting. You know, one of those taps.
This is
Okay.
This is very expensive armor. It's not reenactment. It's
It look.
real.
Okay. Hey, I'm you come in with a halfling with a slip on and a tall woman with a full set of armor. This is honestly this is actually the place where that kind of stuff is not the craziest thing I've seen today. So that's fine.
Well,
I
that's
don't-
reassuring.
I don't need to know. Yeah, it's the craziest thing I've seen around here today. Once again, I ain't gonna feel you.
Jericho was just wrapping the black cloth over the slip, so now he's wearing a slip. He's wearing a black cloth, kind of like a toga, but like not wrapped right. But the slip is also kind of showing.
Beautiful.
Just all the fabric.
The little sexy petticoat peek through, like at the
Yep.
bottom.
I love it.
Hey,
I mean,
Jericho
Jericho-
fashion trender.
Timothy asked Jericho if he's found his path, and you know what? This might be him
Maybe.
finding his path. This might be it.
And we're here for it. Yeah, I guess. Hell yeah, man. Looks good. All right. Do you guys need help of any sort? It seems like, you know, because you've been here before. You probably know where to go.
I don't. Is there a taxi in this area? Carriages, anything? Or do we have to walk?
You probably won't be able to get a taxi till probably like Gilded Landing, which is a little bit further in. It's closer towards the Grand Rail, which is where the Brasslight comes in. But you can get a taxi there and take you wherever you need to go.
Okay. You're very kind, sir. Thank you.
Hey, at this point, Ophelia, I will allow another insight check. I'll say with advantage.
Surely she's getting. Oh man, that is now a 14. I don't know if that's high enough.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 14 is high enough. He's landing on pretty thick. He looks at you and just goes, "Listen, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you."
Okay. I'm gonna hold out my hand just as a little acknowledgement, and if he takes it,
He
then I'm
shakes
just
it like
gonna.
this.
Yes. So the coin I was trying to give him just drops to the ground.
Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. You sure?
I don't know
'Cause
where
you-
it came from. You must have dropped it.
All right, yeah. Cool, great, thank you. And he takes the money. How much did you give him?
Gold piece.
Okay, cool. All right, well, Gaspar, I guess, we can probably follow you a little bit. We're gonna probably just go to the, I don't know, where, John Forge, maybe? You see Gaspar just go. Actually, I'm gonna, if you're cool with just staying around here, I'm gonna stay around here a little bit and just make sure that I fix up the cot, and I gotta watch Morpheus.
Barb. Morpheus is my god.
Barb. Right, I gotta watch Bob.
You said something about a forge, the Drowned Forge. Where's that at?
Oh, yeah, that's not what you think it is. It is a flooded factory basement. But I mean, it gets flooded. It's probably not flooded right now. But it gets flooded a lot. But most of the time it's a bar where some of types like me go to drink.
Well, thank you very much for your help and all the information you've given us.
You're welcome. Yeah. Do you guys know how to get to the Gilded Landing?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. I guess Gaspar, I'll help you fix this up. Gaspar, you running this without a. Did you spend all the eggnog on it? What is up with it? And yeah, we can cut off from there if you want.
As we walk, Lysandra's going to turn to Ophelia and say, "It might be best to find a cloth here rather quickly that can make a jacket similar to Rasa's or Timothy's, large enough to cover my armor."
Oh, absolutely. As soon as we get to the manor, we have some people who can do that for you. No problem.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm assuming you're out of earshot for. Actually, I will say
yeah,
Gaspar.
we were walking. Were we not?
Yeah. Gaspar just kind of turns, so he goes, "See you guys. Good luck. I'll see you when I see you."
You'll see us again, I'm sure.
Cool. All
You
right.
can come with us if you want.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna just catch up here, where I belong.
Go.
Actually, he goes to kind of stop Jericho. Actually, Jericho. Actually, can I need a third pair of small hands.
I'll look at the group for a second. Sure, sir. I'm happy to help any way I can.
Cool. Yeah. All right. And just as you get in closer, hey, so don't take any shit from anybody, okay? There's gonna be a lot of people that are really like not big fans of halflings. I don't know how far you're going in, but just walk tall and proud. I really actually now that I'm saying this, I kind of wish I did give you a change of clothes, but you'll be fine. They don't really know our kind very well, so just don't embarrass me.
Gericault is as like hunched over as he's ever been, but he's just gonna like put on the biggest, most forced smile he can.
Yeah, see that's what you're gonna get those. You're gonna get those knocked out. No, just close your mouth. Why are you having issues closing your mouth? It's all right. You know what? You can do the old man bit. That might work. You know what? And he goes into his bag, and gives you a what looks to be like similar to like a this is like a brass bell, like a bellhop bell.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of puts in your hand. Just if you need a hand.
Okay. If I ring this, you will come? Is that what this is?
No, my hand's gonna come off my arm and come. Yeah, I'm gonna help you. I'll come get you.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. You've been very kind.
Yeah, I'm giving you this because I'm assuming that you're not gonna make my kind look worse.
I will do my absolute best.
Okay, well, let's hope it's probably enough. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks for you got the spigot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then I'm just gonna scamper off and join the rest of the group.
You got it.
I will tell folks. Because I'm sure Ophelia is like wondering, what did he talk to? I'm just gonna like be really upfront and honest about it.
Jericho comes back.
I'm gonna be.
I know it's gonna come out.
Like
so yeah, that's funny.
He gave me a bell. No, I'm just
beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool. So I assume you guys are gonna be kind of like walking and talking, but I will say, Ophelia, give me a survival check.
Blair's having her hand where all her money and shit is.
Yeah. I think, Blair, you're like aware, like Nexus has some bad areas too. Like you're aware of like.
I got an 8.
Okay. Beautiful.
I mean, yeah.
Awesome. So I'm going to say whoever would like, who wants to roll some D20s?
Sure. What can go wrong?
Okay, cool. Lysandra spoke up first, so I'll say, Lysandra, roll me a D20 with disadvantage, please.
Oof. Oh, that was a 19 and a 4.
Beautiful. I love it so much. Cool. Cool. So as you guys are walking, I'll just kind of give a general sort of idea of what you're looking at first on here. You see coming from the Umber's Edge, which is there's not much there. It's just basically kind of like as you guys kind of walk up a like sort of steady slope of these like kind of like makeshift broken up stairs. You see, just make sure I'm not missing anything here. And there's a lot. There's a whole city's worth. So you saw the pit. Okay, cool. You see there is, I say like off in the distance, you see there's like some other structure that looks to be like out kind of closer towards what you guys know to be sort of the racetrack thing. Something that is from at a glance kind of looks like it's like possibly like a piece of a building that had broken off at some point and is just like kind of like spiring into the sky. It's about maybe 60 to, as I would say, about 80 feet tall, actually. But you guys are walking the opposite direction, so I think you guys don't really notice that too much. And then you're moving towards the Rust Belt. So you see a bunch of like square sort of buildings, very like Kiki, very like Dare's Wharf, so like very like old, like kind of like factory windows, things like that, or sorry, like normal glass pane windows. A lot of them are broken, and just a cluster of those types of things, and like kind of small sort of streets with broken cobblestone around. So yeah.
So I think we just keep going straight.
You don't sound confident in your decision.
I mean, I generally know in what direction it's going, but I'm not, in this neighborhood very much. So I thought we'd just kind of take a straight road and head in the general direction, and I'm sure we'll see the train station here in a minute.
Ophelia, are you lost in your own city?
It's a sprawling metropolis, Blair. I can't know every corner.
Well, it's your city, so you should. Oh, you didn't
It
mean
looks
like
a lot different
city.
from a carriage,
Like,
okay?
she's from. Okay, yes.
We're not
I
in
was
the
in a
rich
car-
part of the
if
city,
I was in a
that's
carriage,
why.
I would know exactly where we were. So we have to walk.
Do you need to sit on my shoulders? Is it a height issue?
That's terrible. Put Blair up there.
She doesn't
God,
know
no.
the city.
But she has great eyes and she's very capable. Blair, get on Lysandra's shoulders and then tell me if you see anything that looks like a train station.
I don't even let
Absolutely not.
Callie pick me up, so I'm not gonna let Lysandra pick me up.
She's very sturdy. We all know that. And you're very lithe. So, climb up.
I will say, Ophelia, as you kind of like look up towards like a corner where things are kind of like veering off slightly, you see that there is a significant hill that goes up too. At this, as you guys are having to kind of climb up through Medura.
This is perfect. We're going to be on top of the hill. Just stand on Lysandra for 1 second, Blair. 1 second. And just tell me if you see a train station. Before we all get murdered.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm like, this is like the first time I'm agreeing with Lysandra, but no.
There are other ways to resolve this. Let's just see what we can see from the hill, and if we can't find what we're looking for, ask somebody. If you're worried about them telling the truth, I have the ability to assure that they do.
Okay, then I'll have you ask. You have a kind face.
I'll say, as you guys are walking forward, there's no like, the hills just keep on going. It's full, like it just keeps kind of climbing up. So yeah, Lysandra, you see there's a figure that you see kind of on the corner, about maybe like 5-minute walk in. You see her just kind of like propped up against the corner. You see she's a short, sort of somewhat muscular woman, dark brown skin, curly black hair. It's kind of like done up, and you see that very much like a lot of these people here, you see a right hand that seems to be almost completely made out of like what looks to be like keys, um, like old like door keys. Um,
I
uh,
whisper to Lysander, she looks wonderful. Go ask her.
Is that what your authority figures look like in the city?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're called maps.
Okay. Sure. Ma'am? Hi. Hello. Hi. Me and my friends are a bit lost, and I'm hoping you can point us towards the Brasslight.
where are you trying to go?
The train station.
Looks behind you. Oh. Yeah, I can get you there.
Can you just point?
It's complicated. I assume you're lost getting here, right?
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth. So it's a charisma saving throw from her.
Okay.
God, I hope she rolled
Gonna
that.
launch a
What's
back
your
alley.
DC?
15. It's not high.
She rolled a 6.
Okay. Well, ma'am, it's would be helpful, but would you be leading us directly to the Brasslight?
No.
Yes. Why don't you just tell me where the Brasslight is then? Ma'am. Ma'am. Hello. The Brasslight, the train
Wha-
station. Where is it? You seem confused. It's probably the heat. I'll get out of your hair
I
in a
don't-
moment if you just point me towards the train station.
I don't want to tell you. I want to bring you to a place so we can rob you.
That's why I'm asking you to tell me instead.
Hey, what is this?
You're overheating, I think, maybe? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. It's just... I just have a way with people, and... Please, all we need to know is the direction to the train station.
I'm going to say give me a persuasion check with advantage. She is just full lost.
One of those was a 1, and the other one was a 19, so that's gonna
Oh, nice.
be... Persuasion 26.
If I tell you, does this go away? What?
Yes, yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna walk up. You're gonna walk up this hill, turn right. You're gonna pass by the hollow mill, and then you're gonna turn left.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And isn't this better? Telling the truth?
No.
Because you helped us. Perhaps you'll have control again.
No, and you know that she has to tell the truth. So no. Yeah.
Well, maybe one day you'll have a change of heart.
I think I want to fight you.
That would be ill-advised. I assure you would not win that fight.
No, I wouldn't win that fight. Do you keep on walking,
Have a
or
good day,
you?
ma'am.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna turn to Ophelia and tell her the exact direction she just got.
Beautiful. Cool.
Let's go.
You got it. Cool.
The use of zone of truth. Holy shit.
It's so good. I love it. Timothy, roll me a d6.
It's a 3.
Okay, cool. And then we'll say like marching order. Who will be in the back? That's all I need to know.
I feel like I'm up front with Ophelia with the directions we just got.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll be in the
me
back.
or Timothy. Okay, Jared. Okay.
Matt, Jericho jumped in first. Jericho, roll me a perception check.
Sure. Nat 20.
Nice, cool. You see, at first, you see there's 2 figures, both of them seemingly human, like kind of like grizzled beards, kind of like slimy sort of looking clothes. You see 2 of them are talking, and then as you pass by, they seem to suddenly decide that they also need to go that direction and start to follow you. Kind of like tailing pretty close by, still kind of like being in conversation. Nat 20, pretending to be in conversation. You see a third as you guys are continuing to walk. You see a third kind of like walking down in a perpendicular street corner. You see the other 2 kind of like give them a nod and then move this way a little bit, and the third joins them.
I'm going to, as they are coming together, I'm going to telepathically link with Timothy.
Cool.
And tell him, Mr. Timothy, I do believe we are about to be jumped and probably harmed here in a moment. I just thought I should let you know. To the left, they are acting as though, and I point out the individuals you were describing, Joe. I'm seeing them gather, and it seems like they are mobilizing against us.
As soon as he points, I see the 2 people or 3 people.
3 people now.
And I'm intentionally not pointing. I'm linking telepathically to try to give you the jump.
Are you guys still walking, or are you stopping here?
Oh,
We'd still be walking unless somebody told us to stop.
Yeah, right.
I actually bonus action rage and rush at the group of 3.
You just start running at them.
Yep.
Release the Kraken!
Incredible.
Here's
Cool.
the moment where Joe tells us they're missionaries and that they were just ready to share the good.
They were just, let me tell you about the good word. As you come running up, Timothy, I'm going to say, and I'll explain, well, eventually you'll probably find out why. Timothy, roll me an intimidation check with disadvantage.
Okay.
When you said missionaries, I thought they're just like Sir Grood from The Reckless.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you about Palua.
6.
Okay, cool. With a 6, you hear them yell out, "It's all right, you can't harm us, let's get them." And you see them just meet you in the middle. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Do the rest of us notice this yet?
I think after maybe the first altercation is when you guys could join in, but this might end very quickly.
That's a 10.
They're not going to survive this.
Cool. They rolled a nat 20, so all 3 of them go to attack you.
Oh God, what?
Crit.
I rolled a 9, a 4, and an 8.
Oh,
So all of them miss. As you see, like a couple of them, like one of them seems to have like a bike chain. The other one seems to like be carrying like a switchblade. I think the short like kind of like dagger like does like kind of like he tries to like pierce in, but I'd say like it hits that heavy sort of part of your metal. So all 3 of them miss.
Is there a big one?
Yeah, there's the biggest one for sure.
Okay. let's see.
You see a guy with like a mop of like black hair, black beard, sort of like dark, somewhat dark tan skin, big like kind of he's like one of those he's one of those like tunics that like kind of like stop here and it's just completely open to this like bare chest. Dude, he's probably the one that has the switchblade.
Would a 9 hit? I mean, that's pretty low.
9 does not hit, no.
Okay, that was 1, and I actually now have 2 attacks per action. Yep. Oh, that was a nat 20. Nat 20 for a 28.
Okay, what are you trying to hit them with?
Oh, I hit him with the my warhammer.
Okay, cool.
The way that it works is it actually. I'm kind of imagining he kind of went up because it actually pushes them 10 feet. So he's going to push them straight up in the air.
Beautiful. Nat 20, like the lowest you could do is... I mean, yeah, you can roll for it. Go for it.
I mean, so with a crit, what kind of damage? Like,
it's max damage plus the roll. So it's the max amount of damage that you could do.
Oh, God.
And I'll be honest with you, just tell me the max amount of damage that you could do.
8 plus 17 plus 12. 17 plus 12 is 29 plus my roll.
Yeah, cool. You full kill this guy. So you you send this guy flying, and there's a certain point, like as you knock his jaw to smithereens, you send him high enough to where there's like this kind of like there was most likely like a shop sign that was right here on the corner at one point, but the only thing that's left is this just stick of metal just poking out of the building, and you see the body just kind of like lies perfectly level on top of that, as you see just both the other guys just look up just horrified. Yeah, dude. Yeah, okay. Yep. Cool. Didn't know you could do that. And they're gonna try to move away if you let them.
I just casually walk back to Gericault. That was them, correct?
As soon as you turn around, they run.
Chat claims that you've been saving this bike chain wielding NPC for years.
I guess I have. You're right, Dan. Yeah, that is exactly what I've been doing. As he eats hammer. Beautiful.
I respond to Timothy. Yes, Mr. Timothy, I believe that was the group that I saw earlier. Yes.
That one won't be bothering anyone anymore.
No, he's very dead.
He's just dripping.
It's like Deadpool. He was up there when I got here.
Yeah.
We all paused and just waited for this to happen, and then Timothy came back, and then we just turned around.
Yeah, beautiful. So I think a couple of you guys probably heard one of them say, like, I didn't know they could do that, which could be taken multiple different ways. But I'd say, Ophelia, roll me a history check with advantage.
1. What's the next one? Hold on.
A 1 with advantage? What?
No, with advantage is 11.
Okay. With 11? Yeah, I think 11's enough. You grew up in high school. You probably actually have a couple of like robot butlers, like that sort of thing around. First rule of robotics stands the same way in this.
Oh, can't harm humans?
Yep. So that's why they had no problem as Timothy was just rushing towards.
Okay, but the Brasslight guards shot at Blair.
Correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is like those that are specifically designated. Timothy does not look like one of those at all.
That's fair.
So there's a possibility it's like, someone might have swindled this group that doesn't know where they're going with giving them a protector drone sort of like thing that's not real.
that has a sword and a grappling gun and a shield.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was good stuff.
They know now. Cool. That was great. Cool. So with that, you guys continue to move forward. I'm going to just roll something here. So it's a ways to get here. You see two more people seem to kind of like look at you as you're walking by. Look at the group as you're walking by, and Gericault, you see them starting to do the same thing. Like you're getting more people coming in, but they're just starting to. If you want to try to convince them to. I rolled a 2. This is just gonna continue to happen, I guess.
God, yeah. I'm just gonna.
Can I ask if Lysandra saw the last one? Because I don't think she'd be okay with him walking around killing people that aren't doing anything.
Yeah, I think you full saw it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the closer you get to the where the Brasslight is, the closer you're going to get to guards.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm the only one seeing these folks gather again, is that what you're saying, Joe?
So the rest of you guys can roll a perception check if you want.
Lysandra has fallen back next to Timothy and is ready to grab him if he goes berserk because she doesn't know what the fuck that was about.
Okay.
Yeah. I also don't think
14.
just the save on the perception check. Like, I don't see the reason to be coy anymore after one person is dead. So I'm just going to say it out loud. There appears to be more people gathering. I guess Timothy didn't scare all of them off with the murder, so there might be more murder, I guess, to happen.
No, there will be no more murder.
Okay, Ophelia feels very frustrated, so she's gonna whip around, and I assume Jericho indicated where these people are. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
So I'm gonna whip
point.
around.
You see, these are being a little bit more coy because you guys are just started. Like they're as you guys stop, you see they're kind of close enough to the wall that if they come back around, it just looks like they're like leaning up against the wall.
But
Now
I'll
you
still-
know, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna whip around, and I'm gonna take the cloak off, and I'm gonna look them straight in the eyes and say, "Do it, and you won't live." Hold on, do it, and you won't live to see another sunrise. And do an intimidation check and see if it
Beautiful. I'm gonna
Can
roll.
I be standing behind her, 6'4"?
looking very
Yeah,
bright.
yeah,
Eyes-
absolutely.
My eyes are glowing because I'm just so over. Like people are killing each other. This is just fucking ridiculous. My eyes are glowing.
Beautiful.
Full armor.
And this is intimidation, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Is it with
And I roll with
advantage?
advantage?
Yes, with advantage, 100% with Lysandra helping you.
What's 17 plus 8? Whatever, it's a lot.
25?
25.
25 intimidation.
Cool. With a 25 intimidation, you see one of them just go, got it, and just walk off the other direction. The other one just goes, oh, I didn't know. My mom says thank you so much. Truly, huge help. Thank you. And walks off.
Instead of intimidation, it should be called "You know who my daddy is."
That's what we'll rename it. Plus 8. On you know who my daddy is.
That's not what they said. They said my mom says thank you.
That's true, Blair.
Just giving you guys a heads up. Cool. With that, I'm not going to roll anymore. You guys get to, as you guys continue to move forward through this.
I mean,
through
Joe, if you want me to just stack bodies along the way, that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be great. Come on, die. All right.
I mean, you could see Lysandra getting angrier and angrier if that's.
That was an
that's what
11,
we're
so
going
I'm
for.
going to say that's enough. Yeah. Cool. Where's my... I guess I don't have it. That's weird. Cool. So as you guys are continuing through the streets, you notice as you're going up, the first thing you notice is the exchange of the cobblestone becomes like hard, flattened stone, perfectly like cleanly made. You see there's a couple of horse-drawn carriages kind of go past you guys. And you see what looks to be a couple of figures in what looks to be like I would say like at first glance they kind of give like a little bit more of like a strange like sort of like Civil War uniform. So like very like military sort of setup, that same sort of hat, except they're a deep red. As you guys come walking up, and you see both of those figures kind of look at you. Ophelia, did you put the cloak back on? Cool. They both look at you. They don't do anything, but they definitely keep eyes on you guys. You guys look crazy. But yeah, assuming you guys don't engage, Timothy just comes up and says, what are you looking at?
No, I just quietly tell everyone to meet when we get to the train station. Look for a carriage or a taxi or something, and just try to get everybody focused on this is what we're doing. We're not talking to guards and doing weird stuff or killing anybody.
Cool. As you guys are moving past the guards, and as you hear Ophelia saying that, you hear this heavy, loud, and you hear the movement of as you see off in the distance steam pushing over one more building. As you see the Brasslight must be just now leaving Medura. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session. See you
Before we do, was it going north or south?
It was going north.
North.
Question. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.